had, as you all know, it's a very busy time of year. We had 6 that are SBP'd. Just before I came back in, there are 5 here for sure, but 1 has agreed to present and share some information. And so if we're ready.
Yeah, no, we're ready. Bring them in. Okay, board, we can each maybe just say a quick something if you want. Yeah. Karen, I'll start with you. We'll just go over.
Okay. Got it.
If you want to. We've got 8 meetings. They are working like clockwork.
I don't remember. To have it was beautiful.
It was actually really fun because you were telling me about the events.
Right, so well.
Yeah, that's kind of why. Oh, and I missed it. Yeah, I just didn't know if. So good. Does it feel nice it's done too?
Oh, they're in a yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's something to put on the table and. Thanks for
Okay, so now we are going to our Student Advisory Council recognitions, and I'll start by turning the time over to Tom Sherwood, our Director of High Schools.
Thank you. So since I came over to the district, this was a tradition that was already started, and I've felt very honored to take over the practice of having students come and give us feedback about what's going on in our schools, for better or for worse. And we had an exceptional group this year. We had really good levels of participation and engagement, and a lot of great feedback. So we invited them all to come tonight. We got about 5 of them to give up of their time and an effort to come and see us. And Mary Ann volunteered to say a few words about their experience this year.
Where do you want me?
Just right there. Stand right there. Stand up.
Thank you. As he said, my name is Mary Ann Jensen. I'm a senior at Brighton High School, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity I've had this year to serve on the Superintendent's Student Leadership Board. It's been a really unique experience because not only was I able to represent my own Bengal perspective, but I got to sit alongside students from across the district and talk honestly about what school is really like for us right now. I currently serve through the Miss America organization as Miss Butlerville, and I will be competing for Miss Utah this June. Through my service, I work to be an advocate for youth, especially through my service initiative, Utah Voices, empowering youth to lead where they live. I believe that students don't just want to be heard, they want to be understood, and we want to be part of the conversation. I believe very deeply that when decisions are being made that affect the youth perspectives should be consulted. And that's exactly why this board was created. It gives students a space to share real experiences, challenge assumptions, and help bridge the gap between what's happening in schools and the decisions being made about them. Because the truth is, when students are included in these conversations, the outcomes are stronger, policies are more relevant, solutions are more effective, and trust between students and educators grows. This experience has meant a lot to me, not just because I was selected to be a part of it, but because it's showed me what's possible when student voices are genuinely valued. I felt, genuinely, that my voice mattered. I looked forward to our lunch meetings once a month because I knew that what I had to say was important, and other people agreed. There were times when I would apologize for taking up too much time or sharing too many opinions or speaking for too long. But every time, without fail, one of the board members, normally Karen Pedersen, would stop me and remind me that my voice matters. During our meetings, we were asked about how the phone policy is implemented in our schools, as well as its lack of consistency across the board. We helped to brainstorm ideas on how to encourage its use, as well as pros and cons of phone restriction. I loved the day when we discussed the impact of the Canyons Innovation Center. I think all of us in the room were disappointed that we won't have access to its infinite resources because most of us are graduating. We also covered the importance that all teams and clubs are being recognized evenly, highlighting football and basketball teams, as well as marching band and speech and debate. We all agreed that team building and recognition is important for students because it shows them that no matter what they're involved in, they are valued.
My local mayor wanted to sue me after he saw what I did with this new pressure washer. There's a new power wash nozzle out there, and it's
It means the world to me to know that the conversations we had in that room this year will impact and ameliorate Canyon School District for future students. So my hope is that opportunities like this continue to expand, because when students have a seat at the table, it doesn't just impact us, it improves the entire system. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to thank them for coming and thank them for their service throughout the year. It is a sacrifice to get themselves here. A lot of them miss class, they miss lunch with their friends to come and participate, so it was a sacrifice to recognize that. All of the participants have been given a letter of thank you from the board and a Canyons District coin. So, thank you.
Okay,
And we also have Brody that's hiding out here in the corner, who should be sitting up front.
Anyway, okay, so
Mad at us.
the board just wants to thank you, and we would love to we're gonna go around and just say a little something to you as students.
I get to start.
Great.
I've always loved being with you guys on the committees, because you really are such a big part of what we're able to accomplish. I think it's super important that you are included as part of our constituency. We hear from adults a lot, but do we get to talk to our students? And you guys have been an exemplary, my mouth isn't working, group, and brought up some really good points, and I loved how you were respectful back and forth to one another. And I think it was eye-opening to all of the schools, really, to see how different, not only the commonalities, but the differences between your two schools, and yet you were trying to come up with common solutions. So I appreciate your coming. It's always a joy to have you, and I hope this has been a good experience that can help you in your future. You expressed it so well. I was gonna say, runner-up Sterling Scholar. So we should get a copy of that, because it was a great speech. We really should. So that we can explain to people how wonderful it is. But anyway, thank you so much for what you've done.
Okay, Mr. Lewis.
Thank you all for being participating members of our Student Advisory Committee. School districts, our job is not only to serve our communities and our teachers and our staff, but it's also to serve in our district, almost 35,000 students we have, and you guys represent those students to us, tell us how our decisions in these meetings affect your lives. And we're very grateful for the fact that you guys are participating. We hope that one day you guys step up and serve on this board as well. Not any single one of us can serve our entire lives or forever, so.
Nor do we want to.
No, nor do we want to. So please stay involved. You guys are clearly interested and passionate about something, so stay involved. Thank you.
Mrs. Oaks.
So all of you have played the game of telephone, right, as kids, and probably in classrooms. Sometimes I feel like meeting with you guys is like hearing from the end person in the game of telephone, right? I mean, we put out like what we think ought to happen, and sometimes by translation, things get changed, and whoever is on the receiving end sometimes receives something very different than what was originally intended. And I think that's one of the reasons why having you come together and give us feedback about what it's like to be the customer in the system is so important. On that note, I want you to know that when we sit in our committee meetings and the feedback from the Student Advisory Council is brought up, that actually carries a lot of credibility. So specifically, I'll give you one example. In the High Quality Learning Committee, when we heard feedback from you guys about the Portrait of a Canyon Scholar, and you were like, we've never seen this. Why do we know nothing about it? How long has this existed? That was like a classic, okay, game of telephone moment, right? I mean, we thought that was getting out and that people were understanding it, and for you to come back and say, no, it really has put a little bit more of a fire under us to say, okay, we need to do this better. So I hope you realize that the sacrifices like what Dr. Sherwood said, they really do make a difference in the long run for a system that will impact other kids. And if there's anything I hope you can take away, it is just that very point. That sometimes you'll get involved in public service and you'll think, it's easy to get frustrated because you think change takes such a long time. Like you were saying, I'm not gonna get to participate in the Innovation Center. But I can guarantee you that as you have given us feedback, that experience is gonna be better for someone because you did.
This is Arby's pulled pork and chopped brisket. This is the juicy result of slow smoking meat.
Did participate in this setting. And that's what it's all about. I often sit in this position now and I think about the people that came before me that made my experience better. And I appreciate them differently now. So thank you for doing that and keep going.
Mr. Edel?
Yeah, so as you guys start moving on to the next big phase in your life, right? Never lose what you learned in this, which is to advise and to recommend and to give that feedback. Because wherever you go, there's going to be people who need that information. As you move into further education or you move into the workforce, your bosses aren't going to know everything. And I tell people that all the time. I don't know everything, and I need people to tell me what I don't know. So never lose that. Always remember that people want you to advise them, right? And how you approach that is going to matter, but what's most important is that you don't keep it to yourself. Honestly, like, the most selfish thing a person can do is like keep their great thoughts and great ideas to themselves, as crazy as that sounds, right? So continue to advise, continue to go out, and I know, like in my organization that I work for outside of here, like I'd love to have any one of you. So, you know, if you are interested in a part-time job that'll pay for 100% of your college, shoot me a message. But yeah, continue to be awesome.
Okay, Mrs. Dolly?
Thank you for taking the time to volunteer. I know sometimes it's hard to leave classes and have to make up assignments, but it really does help us to make better decisions based on the feedback that you have given us and also giving you the opportunity to see how other students are experiencing school and the district and, you know, in their educational journey. But I would encourage you to continue volunteering in your communities as you go forward. You know, if you're at a university, be involved in the associations. I mean, that's where I've met some of the best people I know is through volunteer opportunities. And so I'd encourage you to keep it up. As you've seen, it's been a great opportunity to get to know other people. So thank you for your work. Thank you for volunteering to help with this.
Thank you, Mrs. Navar?
Thanks for being here. I loved your speech. I loved the input that I heard this year. I think you're the reason why I'm here and the reason why all of us are here. We're here because we care about you. We care about the student experience. And that's really what drives us to do what we do. And so really appreciate all of your feedback. I agree with what's been said and I don't need to repeat it, but just remember that you don't get what you don't ask for. So advocate for yourself moving forward in higher ed, in your job situations. Be open to give feedback and then also be open to receive feedback. Anytime someone is giving you feedback, that's an opportunity for you to learn and grow as well. And I'm excited to see where you launch next. You guys are incredible. Thanks for being part of us.
Okay, thank you. As you can see, I have an amazing board. Like, they always say everything, so by the time it comes to me, I don't have much left to say. I do want to point out, though, Mary Ann is one of my neighbors, and she was the 5A debate champion. We left that out. That's why she so good. She can send it to me, though. I can get it. But I want to thank all of you, and I really do appreciate just adding one little thing, like just your honesty and being willing to speak up in those meetings. Because if you guys don't say anything, then we don't know it. So, and your voice does matter. And with that, we will close study. And I just want you to know that out that door are